Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we're going to evaluate the three major indexes using technical analysis. These are the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500. Just remember, this is not financial advice, and we are not financial advisors. All right, Paul.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. The Dow is very interesting. It's hard to tell if we're in a new channel or whether this is just support only. It looks like to me we're developing a new channel, and if we are, then the next most likely move is this. My guess is that we are developing a new channel. It can't just keep going up, 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 up constantly. Or can it? I guess it could. There's a lot of stimulus money being pumped in, but I am not a fundamentals guy. I am a technical analyst type guy. Eric is a little more into the fundamentals, and that's partly how we build our team. But the chart to me is saying that it looks like it's developing a channel. We'll find out. And another thing that backs that up for me in terms of the data is looking at the volume. You see the volume down here. As the price is going up, the volume is going down. That tells me that traders aren't sure that the price is going to keep going up or that it even should keep going up. That's why I suspect we're going to see some down action over the next several days. Probably hit that support line. Now look, news can change anything. If there's some kind of great news about something or there's some horrible news about something, it can make any pattern essentially get busted up. So,
well, and just quickly here, that you would not want to buy right now if you're just following TA. You'd want it to validate whether it's going to start going down, and if it does, just wait until see if it bounces off on the support line.
That's true. So the purpose of the technical analysis is to determine when to get in and when to get out of stocks. And of course, this is the Dow ETF, Diamonds ETF, which tracks the Dow. And unless you're buying this ETF, stocks may not be doing this. You have some stocks that are unstoppable, like Amazon and maybe Target, some of the other stocks. We're going to look at a couple of them later. Some of those stocks just go against the stream no matter what. If the market's going down, some of those stocks are just going up anyway. They're just going to go up.
I mean, again, like you said, Paul, like if you're looking more at fundamentals, and so at this point, this is not going to matter much. People think it's going to keep going up. But if you're strictly in TA, there's a channel here. Looks like it's going to go down for a bit. It doesn't mean that overall the trend isn't upwards, but or a new trend can form that's going to be upwards. But at this point, we were just going to hold off.
That's right. Now, as we see what the other indexes are saying, then we start to see a bigger picture. So let's look at the Nasdaq. Now, the notes I've made on this one are that it's been in an upward trending channel. The channel that I started tracking essentially started back in November. And one thing I've noticed is that it tends to meander for a while. It'll go up and then it just kind of goes sideways for a while. Maybe kind of going up, going down a little bit, but it's not really making a decisive move either way. And then it'll hit the support and then zip up, or it'll hit the top and then zip down. Yeah. So where is it now? It's kind of in the middle of a meandering thing. Now, maybe this is the beginnings of you could make the argument that we're beginning a new sideways trend. It's possible. It's really too early to tell.
I mean, there's two breaches in that trend line at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly what tipped me off to thinking that maybe we're about to head into a sideways motion. Yeah. That could be the new right there. That's pretty good touch. It's just too early to tell. We have to see some up and down action before we can call that a channel.
And we've seen that with the QQQ before, or Nasdaq 100. It's a temporary lag going up.
That's right. Now let's take a look at S&P 500, because the S&P has 500 stocks in it, and it is oftentimes considered like the true benchmark of the American stock market. I am wondering if it's about to begin a new sideways motion. But so far, it's actually still pretty much sticking with this upward trend. Now, there would be, if it is going to continue with the upward trend, maybe it's going to do this. That's what I would kind of expect to happen over the next week or so. So generally with the indexes, it looks like the momentum is about to head downward in a normal way, not any kind of crash, not suspecting any kind of crash or correction, just a normal oscillation between the resistance and support.
Could it go beyond the top line? Like it's possible, but we would see if it does that breach. Then what does that mean? Is there a new pattern? What's going on there?
Yeah, we would have to wait.
Really
If it breaches substantially on high volume,
yeah,
you could look at this on January 29th. It breached below and stayed below. In closing, it stayed below.
But there was a massive sell-off in those days, just across the market. There was a lot of news, people thinking, oh, it's going to go down. We're going to see a quick correction. I remember that. So that's probably what we're seeing reflected there. But I think it was not based on much, honestly. There was a lot of hype around GameStop going on and all those stocks. I think there was some weird stuff going on in the market that caused a temporary spike downwards. And I would probably chalk that off as just being a very momentary blip in the overall upward trend that we're seeing. Yeah.
As far as the volume, confirming any of our thoughts, not really getting a lot of information for volume. It is slightly trending downwards, but it's not substantially trending downwards. In fact, it overall is pretty average volume. So this upward motion looks as strong as that it could continue going up just as easily as it could keep going down. Because it's in a channel, I would guess it would go down. That'd be the next logical move. So we're going to find out this week. This week is going to be an interesting week to see what the indexes have in store and the whole market has in store.
See, for example, I'm pretty bullish just in the overall market. When I saw the news that it was going down on Monday, I bought a little bit more. Not as part of my technical analysis, obviously, but just bullish that it's going to keep going up. But if you look at the technical analysis here, everyone's thoughts would be the same. Like it's going to bounce up. That's what this channel is showing us, and it has. It literally has gone up.
Now it is possible. I think I mentioned this in our last episode. It is possible that what could happen is we could have a major correction where the real trend line has always been down here, and this has been sort of a sub pattern within a bigger pattern. And that's not uncommon at all. Now, if it does do that, now we're talking a 10% correction. That's not bear market yet, but that is a typical correction. I mean, it's not uncommon to have a 10% correction. Looks like even from here down to here, that was almost exactly a 10% correction. So we're kind of due for a 10% correction. So I have always been a little confused by this kind of trend, this channel within what seemed like to be the real trend to me has always been this bottom one. And I thought somewhere around in here, it was going to probably go down, and it never did. It just continued to go up. So I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if in the fairly near future, we do have a good solid 10% correction down to this overall uptrending line. The market going up.
Sure what to do at this point, like it would be, wait until it hits the bottom support line. If it doesn't breach it and it starts going up for 2 or 3 days,
that's a buy.
Then it's definite buy.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Watch our next video. We're going to start getting into some individual stocks, some stocks that Eric is picking, and we'll do some technical analysis on those.
Yeah, and if you go to the description below, you'll also see the link to the 3 stocks that we're going to be analyzing separately on TA. And those being GM, Coke and Target. So those are pretty big movers right now. So we're going to analyze those. The link's going to be below. And every Sunday we will be publishing, or every Sunday or Monday we publish this video on the 3 indexes as well using TA. Subscribe and you'll always get a notification about it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
All right.